Hello, my most amazing art students. So today we are going to talk about how to make our Kumihimo braiding template from things that we have at home. So I have one that I've already made. It's out of cardboard. So if you have that, you can use cardboard. I also have a cereal box that I've cut a piece out of, and I'm going to place my circle on there. This circle is, let's see, about 4 inches wide. So I'm just going to draw around it, or you can make a 4-inch circle on your own. It doesn't, the nice thing about this is it's pretty the rope braiding is pretty forgiving, so you don't need to have like a very perfect circle, okay? And then you cut that out. So either if you have cardboard, or this is called chipboard, that's what cereal boxes are made out of. You can, I think I have Cheez-It boxes, cracker boxes, any of that will work. Okay, it just needs to be a little bit stiffer than paper. So I already have my template, but if you don't, what you can do, how did that happen? 4.5. Somehow my circle got to be 4.5. Because I used the outside. So this one's not quite 4.5 here. So 4.5, 2 1/4, and then 2 1/4. Just make a little X to find about the center of your circle, and then you're going to poke your pencil through the circle, make it big enough, just like that. So you have a little wheel. Then from there, I'm going to draw through the center of it lines, and then make a plus sign. I'm not, like I said, again, this is not a perfect science. This isn't even a perfect circle. So, and then I'm going to make that X in between. So I'm eyeballing where those lines should go, in, like I'm trying to make it halfway in between the other marks. So, but also going through the center. Just like that. And wherever I've made those marks, I'm going to snip in with my scissors. Alright, so here's my Kumihimo template. Now I'm going to post these instructions. It doesn't tell you how to make the template, but it does tell you how to make the, or put together the yarn. You're going to need 3 pieces of 60-inch yarn. So 3 pieces of 60-inch yarn and 1 piece of 30-inch yarn. And you're going to tie all those, I call it a balloon knot, so I wrap it around my finger and then push it through the loop here and pull, which is what I've already done. So then you'll notice that I have, instead of having 8 pieces of string, I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because this darker orange color doesn't have a partner, because it's the shorter string. So you're going to take your template and you're going to push. I'm going to use this as the top part of my template so I don't get distracted by the pattern on the cereal box. And I'm going to, through the top, I'm going to push my yarn through that hole. And then I'm going to set my yarn up just by placing the yarn strings into the slots, just like that. And you can pick whatever pattern you want it to go in. It doesn't make a difference, and makes a difference to you, but that's it. So what you're going to end up with is one slot that doesn't have a piece of yarn in it. So, and what you need to do is I always keep this slot facing to the upper right. I don't know why, I just do. And you're going to count to, from that slot, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and take that third string out and put it into the empty slot. Again, I always move this empty slot up. You don't have to once you get really quick at this, but 1, 2, 3, move it and turn. At the same time that I'm doing this, I'm kind of making sure, after I do a few of these, 1, 2, 3, that I'm pulling this knot down so that it doesn't get bunched up on the top of my thing. So I kind of want to give it a tug every once in a while to pull it down. So I'm going to quickly go through and try to make enough that you can see the pattern that's coming through. So I will post a video, hopefully, on Japanese rope braiding and what it was used for and what kind of how it came about. Usually you want to let this hang down while you're working on it so it doesn't get all bunched up. So, and I'm using kind of a thin yarn, so it's going to be a while before we see any progress on the pattern. So, but yeah, you can see how the cereal box works really well at holding the yarn threads in place. And this is just another cultural way that people learned to use. It's another fiber art, and so like we learned about in the Dene weaving. So you can make a bracelet or a necklace out of this technique. So the thing is you always want to keep the same tension. I don't like how these are getting all bunched up. I'm going to go ahead and work on getting these not tangled because I don't like that. They are tangled. It makes it harder to pull the threads through. So if you have this issue, just go ahead and pull your threads out of the knot that's kind of forming. There we go. That's better. Now, back to not being all tangled up there. So it's because I'm not holding it in the air and letting the threads drop that I have them on the table. That's why it's kind of having an issue of getting tangled up. I guess if you were doing this over a table, you could, as you pull the thread through, you can just pull it all the way out, and then it won't bunch up like that. I just thought about that. So notice nothing's bunching up here in the center, and I don't think we're going to see much progress when I flip this over because, like I said, it's a thin yarn. You can barely just start to see the braid coming out there. So I'll do some more and then I'll post a picture of it for you guys, okay? so that you can see what that starts to look like. If you are too loose or you're not pushing your braid through the center or kind of tugging it a little bit, then it'll get really loose and bunched up. You want to keep the same tension on it all the time so that it's a nice even braid all the way through. Okay, so that's Kumihimo Japanese rope braiding. That can be very useful if you ever want to braid an actual rope, or you can make a bracelet out of it. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Have a wonderful day.